Hey guys. Okay, so I finally got my office set up. Woo! Super exciting. Kind of anyway. So I also forgive what is happening up here. I just finished my workout and then I took a shower so that I wasn't giving you guys a super sweaty video. Um, so the title of this post is Sometimes Loving Yourself Doesn't Come Naturally. I want to share with you guys a few things that are coming up this month, and then the first thing I'm going to do is talk a little bit about why the post is called that, and a little bit about an epiphany that I recently had, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the really awesome things that are coming up over the course of the next month, especially the next week, really. So, first off, sometimes loving yourself doesn't come naturally. Yesterday I was talking to one of my best friends, and we were talking about some of the struggles that, well, we both relate to, and I think most people can relate to, and just not being happy and distractions. And we were talking about how school is such a huge distraction for both of us. So we were talking about how it sometimes feels like just getting into a class solves everything. Like you feel like you're in control, you're doing homework, there's constant feedback, like all of these things feel so great. And then we were kind of talking about whether or not that's a band-aid or a solution. So is the real problem that you need to be learning something, or is that a distraction from what's actually going on? And I talked to her a little bit, and I came up with this thing, and I didn't really completely understand the gravity of what I was talking about until today. So when I was talking to her, I was talking about being nice to yourself, and how sometimes that's really not easy. It's not something that comes super naturally, so you have to be intentional. And she was like, why do I have to try to be nice to myself? Why, like, everybody else just does it? And I was like, but that's not true. Like, sometimes it's not easy. Like, for a lot of us, I think it's not easy to just be nice to yourself. And while other people might think that you have it all together and you're really happy and you have this great life and all this great stuff, it might not be true. I know that I have a lot of friends who think that I have it all together and I know what I'm doing, and everything is super great, and it's really not. I've been posting this whole week about how I have been passionless and I've been unhappy, and I'm so glad that I finally have coaching. And I think that a lot of people see that and think, but you have been happy. You've got these great dogs and you just bought this great house. And also, if you're hearing that, it's my dogs. They do not like to be trapped outside of my office. So if you hear banging, don't worry. It's my dogs trying to break into my office here. Anyway, sorry. So, but it hasn't been easy. I do have a great life. I have these amazing, beautiful dogs. I've got a couple of rabbits that I love. My boyfriend's amazing. I have some great support systems. I just finished my master's degree last spring, and I've been working. I have a good job that pays decently enough for us to afford to buy a house. We just bought this house, and it's great. And it's true, I do have a lot of great, really great things happening in my life. However, I'm still not happy. And when I was talking to her yesterday, what I realized was that some days I really have to sit down and think to do something nice for myself. So just like in my relationship, I have to remember to, at least one time a day, do something nice. Either compliment him or bring something home for him. Like, you keep a relationship going and healthy by remembering to be nice to them. And if you do it one time a day, it's great. If you do it all the time, it's even better. But if you can remember to do one nice thing for your partner every day, then that just will keep your relationship healthy. What about your relationship with you? So in talking to my friend, I started to think about how I was being nice to myself. What have I been doing to be nice to me every day? That got a little bit easier with coaching, to be totally honest. And I'm not going to harp too much on the coaching thing, but that's what really worked for me. That's when it became a consistent, intentional thing. Before that, I was doing it, but not as intentionally. So this has been my thing. I decided there are kind of 3 parts to what I'm talking about, and it can really, really change everything if you can employ these 3 things. So the first thing is to take the time every day to do something nice. It doesn't have to be this huge, spectacular thing. You don't have to. I think we were talking about like taking a shower and doing your makeup and getting up an hour before you needed to be at work and this big extravagant thing. That's awesome. If you can do that every day, serious kudos to you, your goals, because that's amazing. If you can't, then do like 5 minutes. And what I talked about with her was something even as simple as, and I'm sure you can all relate to this phenomenon, like forgiving yourself. That's number 2. So that's the second thing. It kind of goes into the first, but it's definitely its own separate thing. So forgive yourself. It sounds really easy, but think about how many times you don't. This is a fitness and health page, and think about how many times you have been on a diet or trying to lose weight or trying to be healthier, and one day you just failed at it. You ate the cookie, or you ate some ice cream, or you did one of those things that's your like no. It's like the rule you broke. And then you're a complete asshole about it. You're like, you're so stupid, like you can't even keep doing this for this long. It's really not that hard. Why did you eat that? You're ruining your whole diet. Like a complete jerk to yourself. Like just think about how many times you're an asshole to yourself. Like saying horrible things to you or thinking horrible things about yourself, especially when you like break a rule. And it happens probably most often when we're trying to be healthier or trying to start a new habit or something like that, and you're just a complete dick to yourself. So that's number 2 of this like 3-step kind of thing. It rolls into number 1. That can be your one thing. It can be that simple. It can be as simple as breaking that rule, letting yourself have the cookie, and not being a bitch about it. Like, it really can be that simple. That can be your nice thing. And that doesn't cost you any time. It doesn't cost you any money. It literally costs you taking a step back, taking a breath, and saying, this is not okay, and I'm going to be nice to myself about it. It's okay to break a rule. It's not okay to be a bitch about it every time. So that can be your one nice thing. And then the third thing is to intentionally, like consciously, think nice things about yourself. It is not easy. Like, it seems like it should be easy, but it's not easy. It is not easy to sit down and think, wow, you know, I'm really funny. Or, your hair is on point today. Like, it is if you've tried really, really hard, but what about the days you don't? Like today, okay? Glasses are not my thing. I don't love wearing them, but contacts, just not happening today. They weren't happening this morning, so I'm wearing my glasses. My hair is a mess. I've got my like super duper crazy, well, I'll actually stand up for a second. You can see how crazy this is. So I am wearing pajama pants with rabbits on them. Like, and I'm shooting this video, which is going on my very public page. So, but, you know, just be nice about it. Like, everybody has their favorite pants. Like, I've kind of been a little bit down today, so when I got out of my shower and I was like walking through what I wanted to say on this video and how I wanted to go about it, I thought, you know, I'm gonna wear my favorite pants, and everything is gonna be okay. Just I'm deciding now it's going to be okay, whatever happens. And it's already completely derailed. I'm talking about things I didn't mean to. So, those are the things. Like, do something nice about yourself, for yourself. Don't be a bitch and forgive yourself when you screw up. If you screw up, it's not really screw up, but don't be a bitch about it when you do the nice thing. Like, it has to be a genuine nice thing that you don't then ruin with your shitty attitude. Just us. And then say something nice. Think something nice, like very intentionally. Like, don't wait either. Like, pick something. Even if it's the same thing every day for a whole week, you have to pick something and go with it, because if you don't, then you're not employing the 3 things, and it won't work as well. It will work if you only do one, but it'll take longer. And those are kind of like my check mark things, I guess. And it's okay that it's not natural either. I think that was one other thing that came up when we were talking, that she said a couple of times, like, this shouldn't be that hard. Well, it shouldn't, but it is. And it's hard for all of us. Like, we're all in that boat. I'm sure there are tons of people. I've already had one thumbs up on here. I'm sure all of us can relate to, even if it wasn't forever, but for a short time, it's just not easy to be nice and be happy with ourselves. And sometimes we try to find distractions for that. And that's okay, but you have to fix the real problem at some point, or it's just going to keep coming back. And your distractions are not going to be enough anymore. So maybe taking a class works right now, and you take one class and it gives you everything you need to distract yourself. And then one class doesn't work anymore, and suddenly you're taking 2 or 3 classes on top of a full-time job and trying to have a family and all of these things. And the real problem is you're not happy with you. And therefore, you can't be happy in everyday life, so you're distracting yourself, and you're just trying to make it so you never have to think about the fact that you're not happy with you. And since you take you to everything, you're going to continue to feel that. So those are some things, if you have any questions, or if you want to talk a little bit more about that, or if you have any suggestions on what to do. I think everybody can use extra suggestions of ways that they have employed these kinds of things, or other things that they've employed. This is my system just coming out of, word vomit. So if you have other things, definitely share that. I would love to hear it. The other things that I wanted to talk about in this video are what's coming up this week. So a few of you I have probably already messaged. I've been messaging people like a madman, but we are growing our team. So I'm part of a much larger team. It's called Team Uproar. Angie is my diamond upline. So diamond upline means that she's like top of the top. So she and her husband are 2 of our top 10 coaches in the entire world. And she's the head of our team, and we're doing a big push and bringing in more coaches. So personally, I am looking to take on 3 coaches. I've already talked to a bunch of you, given you some feedback about why I think you guys would be a great addition to the team. If I haven't messaged you, then I haven't gotten to you yet, because I probably will this week. But we're doing a big sneak peek. So what this means is that it is a free group. It starts on Wednesday. It's 3 days long. So it's a free Facebook group that you join, and Angie's leading it. So she's going to be posting videos and some posts about what it means to be a coach. So what is this thing? She's been a coach for 4 years, and she is, I don't have the exact number, but I know she's making something like $5,000 a week as a coach after 4 years. Not many people are at that level after 4 years. So she's pretty amazing, and she's going to be leading this group, talking about what it means to be a coach, what are the expectations, all of those things. If you're interested in being in the group, message me, comment, whatever, and I'll get you added to that. It's totally free. There's no time obligation or anything. You just you can watch some videos, ask some questions. I will be hosting my own group at the same time. It'll be smaller, so it'll just be the people that I'm looking at to take on, and I'm only taking on 3, so if there are more than 3 people in the group, it'll be a little competition to see who is interested. So I'll be hosting my own group. It'll be a little bit more of an intimate setting, so that way if you're a little nervous to ask questions in the big group or to message Angie yourself, I'll be there as well to answer questions too. So that's coming up. The group's gonna have kind of a kickoff on Tuesday, and then Wednesday through Friday will be content, and then registration and the actual adding on of coaches won't happen until Friday. So even like if you start on Tuesday and you're really not sure, don't worry, because you can't sign up to be a coach until Friday. So that's coming up this week as well. And then we've got some other things coming up this month. So we've got some stuff happening. Thanks for that heart. We've got some stuff happening later this month. We've got a brand new workout that's debuting. We'll be doing a little bit of a promo sneak peek of that coming up, and then the official group will start later this month. So that's definitely some stuff to look forward to. But really, if you've ever had any questions or thought maybe coaching, this group is really great just to get questions. I started out in a group like this, and that's what made me want to be a coach. I was able to ask all of those questions that I had and kind of see what being a coach means, what's a day in the life, and that was really eye-opening. And then they'll kind of go over it. So then if you are interested at all, thanks for the other heart. If you're interested, then just comment or let me know. And remember those 3 things. So remember to be nice to yourself in general, do something nice for you every day, and then just try so hard to think about what makes you so great. I think all of you are great. So what makes you great? Think about it, talk about it to yourself, even in the mirror. If you have to do it out loud at first, that's totally fine. No one's going to think you're crazy. And then, yeah, I can't remember what order they're in, but yeah. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. If you have any questions, always message me, and I'll see you later.